Did you know that Husqvarna purchased the RedMax lineup back in 2007? Huh, pretty cool, huh? So when I was in the market looking for a backpack blower, I created a list, parameters, to actually help me narrow down my search because there's a large variety of backpack blowers. And with my list, I'm going to share with you today, I ended up with the RedMax lineup. I'm really pleased with it. It's a rugged machine. It's not the most comfortable machine, but I'm not really looking for comfort. I'm looking for dependable, having sufficient power consistently. That's a big one. Low maintenance, and when it comes time to, easy to repair. So real quick, we're going to do some stats. At the pipe is 941 CFM, speed is 206 miles per hour. You know, it's not 1,000, I get it, but I don't want a small 4-cylinder engine on my back blowing leaves. I like the Echo 9010. I was considering that. My mindset and the way I'm doing things and what I'm about to show you here, you'll understand why I'm trying to stick with the RedMax lineup. Now I know that RedMax is coming out with the 8560, and I think I know how they got that extra power to get that 1,000 CFM. I'm pretty sure I do, and it's pretty ingenious. Well played, well done, RedMax lineup, and to all the engineers there, thank you for the simplicity. I like it a lot. So before we go any further, this unit here, the 8550, weighs about 25 pounds. Now, is that the heaviest? Is that the lightest? Probably not. It's right in a sweet spot, I think. This thing has 4.43 horsepower, screaming at a 7,200 RPM. Do you know this thing actually has ram air? Yes, it has ram air. If you ever looked at it and seen how this thing actually works, it's forcing air into the intake and down through the cylinder. It's pretty cool. So what I've done is I've already taken out some hardware on this unit to show you a few things. We all know this is the 8500, this is the pre-filter. We all know the air filters pretty much go across the board on the 7500, 8500, the 8550, but it doesn't stop there. I already took out the 5 bolts for this housing. It's pretty easy, on and off. You know, somebody should make a shirt, put this on the back of a t-shirt, you know, that would look cool. So what I've noticed with the RedMax lineup is not only the filters, but the spark plugs are pretty much the same. This is the NGK CMR 7H, and I'll list the stuff in the description below. So with that being said, I started investigating a little bit. I said, well, what if I need a new muffler? And I realized the mufflers are the same. Now, the thing that I realized between the 7500, the 8500, and the 8550, and others, they share the same plugs, they share the same filters, and here's the pull start, right? I know, this is just me. You know, from the maintenance perspective of things, there's the 7500. I just put it on there. I could pull it, not why it's not bolted on. It's not smart. Anyway. So the things that I've noticed, you know, you can share different parts. The coil's the same right there. In the manual, you can actually find the air gap, it's called. And if you had some feeler gauges, there's different styles. Here's one for spark plug. You could actually set your gap. The gap on the spark plug here is 0.025, and the ignition coil 0.0112. 0.0112. There's some other, these are snap-on, not that it really matters, but you could actually magnet just right, just a little drag, it goes right under there. I mean, it's snug. You can feel resistance. With that being said, this coil is in the right position. I know the coil is good because this unit runs. I'm just showing you for demonstration purposes. And this is 1 year of use. So for them to get the extra power for the 8560, I assume that they're forcing more air. These tubes back here, and I'll show you, these tubes in the back are going to be bigger, forcing more air into the intake and a bigger carburetor to allow more air and fuel into about the same size cylinder. They may have increased the cylinder, which I doubt it, but I think they're just pushing more air to get to that 1,000 CFM. So am I considering buying the 8560? Probably not, unless I have a catastrophic failure with one of these, I would consider it then. But I don't think I'm gonna have a catastrophic failure. The oldest one back here is the 7500, knock on wood, right? So I just wanted to share that with everybody, the reasons why and what I was looking for in a backpack blower. I think this unit and the 7500 and the 8500 is a very good match for what I'm doing, for mowing, cleanup, whatever it might be. The 8500 I tend to use more in the fall. It does blow a lot of leaves, a lot of leaves, you know. To wrap it up, the RedMax lineup for me has been, I cannot complain. You know, short of strapping a small 4-cylinder engine to my back, I don't think I want that. I think this is the sweet spot. I think this is, you know, where the best money is spent. I know Steel has a lot of good products out there, but valves and me don't go together. Years ago on another piece of equipment, I had a spark plug get so hot, it actually broke off the little tab, the bent over part, and it went down into the valves and it cracked the valve and damaged the seat of the head. So every time when the intake valve would shut, it was chipped, it would ignite all the fuel that was coming in through the carburetor, and it would backfire through the carburetor. So with me, I just don't want nothing with valves, and after 100 hours, I don't want to sit my unit back to the shop to actually get repaired and sit there for a week or two, you know, and spend between $50 to $100 an hour plus parts. I want this thing here with me and ready to go when it needs to. And if the string breaks, I have string in the shop here. I could replace the rope. If the spring inside here breaks and I want this 8550 on a leaf job, hey, I can take the actual 7500 pull start. There you go. I could actually use my 7500 pull start to use this unit in the fall. I'll order one in the meantime. I'm not gonna rob Peter to pay Paul and never replace Paul, something like that. So that's gonna wrap up today's video. I'm Robert with Oakwood Lawn Maintenance. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you found any value in this video whatsoever, go ahead and smash that like button. I appreciate it. Oh, one more thing. Don't throw away your tool. It's got everything on here. It's a multi-tool. Spark plug. You could remove this cover right here, and also the screws for the pull start. Take them off with this. Hey look, I'm Robert with Oakwood Lawn Maintenance. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. I need to work on the spark arrestor here, and at least once a year you take it off and check it out, because these things screaming at 7,200 RPM, they get hot. And speaking of getting hot, I highly recommend running a good premix oil, 50-to-1 2-stroke oil, either the RedMax brand or the Red Armor. Don't go cheap on this. This is an expensive unit in my mind, and you want to take care of it.